Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are talking about breakups. Not the mutual, oh, we just grew apart, let's grab coffee in a year kind of breakups. No, we are talking about the kind of breakup where you pack your things, leave quietly, and then find out 3 weeks later that you are essentially public enemy number one. Yes. Today we are discussing what to do when your ex decides to launch a smear campaign so aggressive you'd think you were running for local office. Let me paint a picture for you, a little personal anecdote, if you will. A while ago, I went through a breakup. It was bad, it was exhausting, and I just wanted it to be over. So I took the high road. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I walked out of that relationship with the quiet dignity of an office worker sneaking out at 4:58 p.m. on a Friday with silence and grace. Or so I thought. Fast forward about a month. I am sitting on my couch enjoying my peace when I get a text from a mutual friend. Let's call him Dave. Daves are historically terrible at keeping secrets. Dave asks if we can get a drink. I say sure. We sit down and Dave looks at me like I am a rescue dog that just bit a toddler. He takes a deep breath and says, "So, I heard about what you did." I took a sip of my drink and said, "What I did? You mean leaving?" "No," Dave says. "I mean the screaming, the throwing things, the stealing." I blinked. "The stealing?" "Yeah," Dave whispers, leaning in. "They said you took the air fryer out of pure spite." I didn't even like the air fryer. It aggressively dehydrated chicken until it resembled a hockey puck. But suddenly, according to my ex, I was the Hamburglar of kitchen appliances. I was emotionally abusive. I was unstable. I was the sole reason the relationship failed, the plants died, and probably the reason it rained on a Tuesday. My ex had flipped the narrative so fast I had whiplash. By choosing to walk away quietly, I had accidentally left a complete blank space in the story. And when you leave a blank space, a bitter ex with too much free time will gladly step in to fill it. They filled the silence with a blockbuster-level fictional drama starring me as the villain. And the worst part, people believed them because the person who cries the loudest usually gets the most tissues. If you are listening to this, you probably know the exact feeling I am talking about. It is a very specific type of panic. It's the realization that your reputation is being dismantled by someone you used to share a Netflix password with. Your immediate reaction is going to be defensive. You will want to go nuclear. You will want to draft a 45-slide PowerPoint presentation detailing every single awful thing your ex ever did, complete with screenshots, time-stamped receipts, and character witnesses. You will want to rent a billboard on the highway that just says, "Actually, they cheated on me in 2024. Do not do this. I know it burns. I know you want to scream from the rooftops. And let me be completely transparent with you. I did. Oh, I screamed. I cried in my car until my face swelled up like a balloon. I sat on my living room floor, fueled by pure rage, visualizing terrible, petty inconveniences happening to my ex, like always picking the shopping cart with the squeaky wheel or stepping in a puddle while wearing socks. I had every dark, furious, negative thought a human brain can possibly manufacture. I did all of it, and that is exactly why I am telling you that acting on those feelings is a terrible idea. When someone is actively trying to paint you as the crazy, unhinged villain, proving them right by acting crazy and unhinged is the worst possible PR strategy. So what do you actually do? Step 1, you do absolutely nothing. I am serious. Nothing. You do not post a vague, passive-aggressive quote on Instagram about knowing your truth. You do not text your ex asking why they are lying. You definitely do not text their mother. Think about it. Your ex is poking a bear with a stick, hoping the bear roars. If the bear roars, they can turn around to all their friends and say, "See? Look at this aggressive bear. I told you I was a victim." But if the bear just continues eating berries and completely ignores them, the person with the stick just looks like an idiot standing in the woods. Silence is terrifying to someone who is trying to provoke you. It starves them of the drama they need to sustain their victim narrative. So let them talk. Let them tell everyone you stole the air fryer. Let them say you are a monster. The truth has a very funny way of leaking out over time, usually because people who make up lies cannot keep their stories straight. Step 2, let the trash take itself out. This is the hardest part, but it is also the most necessary. When a smear campaign happens, your social circle is going to fracture. People you thought were your friends are going to take their side. When Dave told me the rumors, my first instinct was to beg him to believe me, to show him texts, to prove my innocence. But then I stopped and I looked at him. I realized something very important. If someone has known me for 5 years and they are willing to believe I suddenly turned into a villain overnight without even asking me for my side of the story, that is not my friend. That is an acquaintance who enjoys gossip. Do not audition for people who have already decided they don't want to cast you. If mutual friends pull away, let them. Hold the door open for them on their way out. You do not need to sit in a courtroom and defend your character to people who should already know it. When the dust settles, you will be left with a much smaller circle of friends. But those friends, they are bulletproof. They are the ones who heard the rumor, laughed, and said, Jane doesn't even know how to plug in an air fryer. Those are your people. Keep them. Step 3, live your life loudly but in the right way. The absolute best revenge, and I know it's a cliche, but cliches exist because they are true, is moving on. Not pretending to move on so your ex sees it. Actually moving on. Go to work, go to the gym, take up pottery, learn how to bake bread. Whatever it is, do it. Eventually, the people who heard you were a chaotic evil monster are going to look over at you and see someone who is just fine. Someone who is peaceful, someone who is entirely unbothered. And then they will look over at your ex, who is still ranting about you at a bar 6 months later, and the math will start to do itself. People aren't stupid. Eventually, they recognize the difference between a victim and a martyr. Now, I promise to tell you the positive thing that came out of my experience because, yes, there is a silver lining to being treated like public enemy number 1. Before this happened, I was an absolute people pleaser. I was terrified of being disliked. I would bend over backwards to make sure everyone thought I was nice and fair and accommodating. The breakup smear campaign was my worst nightmare coming to life. Everyone thought I was the bad guy. And you know what happened? I didn't die. The sun came up the next day. I drank my coffee. I went to work. Being the villain in someone else's totally fabricated story set me free. Because once the worst case scenario happens, once people decide they hate you based on a lie, you suddenly stop caring about what people think. It is the most liberating feeling in the world. I stopped trying to control the narrative. I realized that I cannot control what someone says behind my back, but I can control how clean my side of the street is. I lost a toxic partner. I lost a handful of incredibly flimsy, gossipy friends. And in exchange, I got my peace of mind, a solid group of real friends, and an entirely new kitchen appliance setup. I bought myself a really nice toaster oven. It's way better than an air fryer anyway. So if you are in the thick of it right now, if you are listening to this because your ex is currently giving an Academy Award-winning performance to your mutual friends, take a deep breath. Put down your phone. Do not send that text. Do not post that screenshot. Let them spin their wheels. Their lies are not your baggage to carry. You know exactly who you are, and you know exactly how you left. Let them have the story. You get to have the peace. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you are my ex tuning in from a fake account, I hope your fries are forever soggy. See you all next time. Bye.